Hey everybody, it's Kent with KG's Books. Welcome to my quick little Tuesday afternoon live unboxing. I'm going to open up all the package that I've been saving up for the last week here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, I think 23-ish boxes here. Books I've been buying from all over the world. This first one came from the UK. I'm really excited about this one. Hope everyone's having a great Tuesday so far. It's been a pretty boring day here. I got my eBay listings done, went for a little walk. This is an old medical book, really cool old leather book. Looks like it has modern spine repairs, but really nice repairs on the spine of this one. Pharmacopoeia Extemporanea, or a body of medicine containing 1,000 select prescriptions, answering most intentions of cures, to which are added useful scholia, a catalog of remedies, and a copious index, by Thomas Fuller. This is a 4th edition, published in 1730. Really cool 1730s medical book. I'm not even going to try. What does that say? Chalybeate ale. Take the filings of needles, 1/2 pound, roots of bittersweet, 1 pound, mash them well together in a marble mortar, and put them in a bag of 4 gallons. Thus a physician a good note was wont to order it, and to these may be added sassafras, some juniper berries, 2 ounces each, dried wormwood, 2 handfuls. So you just gotta take 2 handfuls of wormwood, and there you go. Easy peasy. See if I can find another one. Let's see, some sort of Gaelic paste. Take bowl 1 ounce, burnt alum, burnt crust of bread, powdered tiles, porcelain ware, each 2 drams, clarified honey as much as is significant to give the consistent of paste. Beat it all together. This is used in France to clean up, scour to whiten the teeth, and to take off filth, the lapis dentistal, and all manners of inquinations of ill smells. There you go. You just got to mash up some stuff to make the medicine. It's that easy. Cool 1730s medical book. That one's really awesome. Okay, I'm going to set that one off aside. That's a couple boxes of Charles Dickens books. Save that to the end because that might take a minute to get unboxed. See what we got here. There we go. Got a nice little collection of Edwardian decorative bindings. First, we have Hussein the Hostage, or A Boy's Adventure in Persia by G. Norway, 1891. I guess that one's Victorian era, not Edwardian era. Nice little pile of them. There were 6 books in this lot. Kind of in the style of the G.A. Henty books from the early 1900s. Face to Face with Napoleon, An English Boy's Adventure in the Great French War by O.V. Kane, with 4 color plates. That one was published in 1930, so that is definitely Edwardian. Next, Tom Wallace. You got Tom Wallace, A Tale of the South Seas by Lewis Beck. Let's see, no date on that one, but that one might be 1920s, 1930s maybe. Look at how nicely they wrapped these. Wow, made a little paper case for each of the books. The Lion of St. Mark. There's a G.A. Henty copy, or title. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. The Lion of St. Mark, A Story of Venice in the 14th Century by G.A. Henty. See if there's a date. No date. It is described 1906, so early 1900s on that one. Wow, there's a great cover on that one. That's nice. Love that one. 2 Barchester Boys, A Tale of Adventures in the Malay States by K.M. Eady. See if there's a date on that one. No date, early 1900s. There's the prize book plate dated 1909. Again, great color on all of these. And last one for this box, we have Christie, the King's Servant. Again, great decorative British bindings. Christie, the King's Servant, a sequel to Christie's Old Orchid by Miss F.O. Welton, second edition. Nice frontispiece. No date, but again, inscriptions dated 1904. So again, Victorian, late Victorian, and then Edwardian bindings. Man, what a shelf full. How cool would those look on your bookshelf? Those will probably be up on eBay probably in the next 2 weeks here, so watch out. Well, actually, might be 2.5, 3 weeks. I got taking a little break from the eBay, so I'm sure I'll be talking about that in a video in the very near future. If you're curious what I'm up to the next 2 weeks, it's a secret right now, but I'll be talking about it very soon. Let's see. Up next, we got the the New World compared with the old. So this is kind of a analysis of U.S. political history compared to Britain and France, I believe. The New World compared with the old, a description of the American government, institutes, and enterprises, and of those of the great rivals of the present time, particularly England and France, by George Alfred Townsend, published in 1870. I think there's a few odd illustrations in this one. Yep. Looks like some mostly government building illustrations. Again, great marbled edges. I love that. Those are very cool. All right, this seems to be one of my specialties lately is big leather Bibles. Let's see what we got here. I love buying the big leather Bibles, especially if you can find them in good condition. I sell a ton of them. Actually, I sell a ton of, last night I think I sold a smaller Bible from 1847 maybe. This one's probably 1870s, 1880s. Big, thick bugger. It's heavy. It's probably about 14 inches tall, maybe almost 5 inches thick. Weighs probably 14 or 15 pounds. Probably has about 1,500 pages in it. It is illustrated as well. Let me open this one up for you. Not perfect condition, but pretty acceptable overall. Considering, I mean, these big, huge Bibles just didn't survive. The covers and the cover hinges are always splitting pretty bad. This one's pretty respectable, published in 1886. Not perfect, a little bit of edge wear. Looks like a few loose and uneven pages. I got to show you guys the Bible dictionary in the front of a lot of these Bibles has just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of illustrations. And usually, there's some maps as well. And then sometimes later in the Bible, there's some plates, some Gustave Doré plates. I'm not sure if this one, what it has for plates exactly. Oh, there we go. Well, there's definitely some plates in it. But overall, I think most people buy them just because they look really great on a shelf. Very excited about that one. That's a nice one. Big, hefty one. All right, looks like we got a bunch of small individual books. It's been kind of tough finding decent stuff to buy online lately. I think today I probably spent about at least half an hour scrolling through eBay auctions, and I don't know if I found much at all for deals. This one's pretty common, but it's a really nice copy, Life and Death in Rebel Prisons. I think I just sold a copy of this last week. It's a pretty common book, but to find them in nicer condition is tough. Life and Death in Rebel Prisons, giving a complete history of the inhuman and barbarous treatments of our brave soldiers by rebel authorities, inflicting terrible suffering and frightful mortality, principally at Andersonville, Georgia, and Florence, South Carolina, by Robert H. Kellogg. There's several illustrations in this one, and it's published in 1886. Cool. 1886 book on Civil War prisons and prisoners. And a nice copy at that. All right, we got a nice little copy of Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if this one has Through the Looking Glass as well, or if it's illustrated. Let's see. Oh, it does have Through the Looking Glass as well. By Lewis Carroll with 92 illustrations by John Tenniel. Just give you a quick flip through that one. I don't see a date. I would guess maybe 1940, something like that, mid-century. Pretty nice copy of Alice and Through the Looking Glass. If you watch a lot of my unboxing videos, you'll see that I'm constantly buying copies of Alice in Wonderland and constantly selling them as well. There's a few titles that I will buy consistently. Alice in Wonderland, Jane Austen, Teddy Roosevelt, Bibles and really old religious books, G.A. Henty, what else? Victorian era etiquette books, such as this one. Medical books. I like old medical books. Those always seem to do very well with me. So whenever I can find them at reasonable prices, I'm snagging them up, and I think my customers appreciate it. Our Deportment, just a cool old Victorian era etiquette book. Probably not the nicest copy you've ever seen, but Our Deportment, or the Manners, Conduct, and Dress of the Most Refined Society, including forms of letters, invitation, etc., etc. Also, valuable suggestions on home culture and training by John H. Young, 1882. So this one has chapters on, well, I'll just show you. Manners, introductions, salutations, etiquette of calls, visiting, cards, conversations, dinner parties, table etiquette, receptions, parties and balls, street etiquette, etiquette of public places, courtship, wedding etiquette, home training, home culture. There's chapters on letter writing. There's dress and fashion. There's the toilet and toilet recipes. Check out the chapter on toilet recipes. We got to remove freckles, pimples, and sunburn, to beautify the complexion, to prevent the hair from falling out, pomades and hair oils, sea foam or dry shampoo to prevent the hair from turning gray, etc., etc., etc. You also got a chapter on sports, games, and amusement. Everything the Victorian lady needs to know. That's one that I'm always looking for. Our Deportment, and then Decorum is another one from the 1870s, 1880s that I'm always looking for. And there's lesser known etiquette titles as well. But those are just ones that I find all the time and sell all the time. So if you ever have a copy that you want me to sell me, send me some pictures and I'll possibly make an offer. I mean, I've been selling that one for years and years. I probably sell maybe at least 10 copies a year probably. Up next, we got another Alice in Wonderland. Surprise, surprise. Another Alice in Wonderland. Nice little illustration on the cover. Then you got Alice sitting on a little toadstool. What is this? Is he one of the gentlemen from the Mad Tea Party, I believe? I don't know what that character's name is. Got the caterpillar, the cat, the rabbit, the king. Very cool illustration on the front cover of that one. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll with 42 illustrations by John Tenniel. No date. I guess there's an inscription date in 1907. That one's definitely early 1900s. I don't think it's quite 1890s. If it is, it's very, very late 1890s. But a really nice copy nonetheless. My customers will love that one. And again, if you're watching this video in the next couple days or live, reach out to me quick if you want to know a price on something. I can hook you up. Anyone watching my YouTube videos gets a first look, exclusive look at all the stuff, well, most of the stuff coming into the store. I do open a few packages throughout the week, some of the really unexciting stuff. But this is definitely a majority of the stuff that is going to be up on eBay in the next probably 2 weeks anyway. All right, what do we got here? Very old leather book. We have the American Political and Military Biography, Part 1, the political lives and public characters of the presidents of the U.S., and Part 2, the lives, characters, and anecdotes of the military and naval officers of the Revolution, published in 1825, so early 1820 or early 1800s book. What do we got? Arthur St. Clair, Major General of the American Army. Looks like we definitely got some condition issues, but I mean, this book is coming up on 200 years old, so pretty respectable. The cover survived nice. Again, the binding has some uneven pages. Have to check and make sure it's complete. Oh, we got a biography of Andrew Jackson. So that's pretty cool. We got Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, James Madison, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson. And then it looks like we get into some of the Revolutionary War generals and different politicians. That one's pretty cool, 1825. Isn't that hard to believe? We're coming up on 200 years old on that one. Next year, you got a few more months left in 2024. What a year, what a year. All right, surprise, surprise. Is this the third Alice in Wonderland I'm showing off today? I think it is. I do think it is. Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, published in 1906. Pretty nice condition on that one, man. That's a nice, clean copy. Oops. Not much to say about that one. It has the Tenniel illustrations. Ooh, gilded edges as well. I wasn't expecting that. Wow, that one's cool. 1906 Alice. Jeez. 3 copies of Alice. I think that's it for this unboxing. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I know I bid on a nice leather set of Alice, but that went a little high and it wasn't quite the condition I was looking for, so I had to let that one go. 3 copies of Alice. And those are probably all worth probably in the $30 to $60 range. If you're curious. At least that's kind of what I expect them to bring. First, looks like we got a banged up leather book. A theological dictionary containing definitions of all religious terms. By Reverend Charles Buck, 1832. Covers are falling off and the spine's missing, but I mean, again, you got a 190-year-old book. What do you expect? Not bad for being 190 years old. Yeah, these are a little bit on the rough side, but they're very old, so gotta have a little leeway on the condition. A collection of hymns for the use of the Protestant Church of the United Brethren, 1832. Again, not perfect condition, but 1832 hymn book. Let's see who we got in the chat. We have Javier. Hey, Javier, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. Where are y'all from? If you don't know, I have a bookstore in Marshfield, Wisconsin. Again, this one's pretty banged up. This isn't the nicest condition collection of books, but they're all very old. Emblems and allegories. Some nice hand-colored illustrations in this one. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Religious emblems being a series of emblematic engravings by William Holmes and John W. Barber, 1854. So again, very, very old. Oh, Javier's from Argentina. Very cool, Javier. I'm glad you're watching. I suppose you're probably on... What time is it in Argentina right now? It's 3:30 in Wisconsin. I would assume it's very similar time. Might be an hour ahead or an hour behind. And again, nicely illustrated religious allegories, 1857. Kind of beat up, but that's all right. We got Thought Hives. Again, not the nicest of condition, but we got Thought Hives by Theodore L. Collier, 1872. And that one's not too exciting. I think there's one more. Okay, yeah, here's the one. Again, it's a really beat up copy, but nice copies of this one can bring as much as like $150. Cool book on popes and the controversy. The Great Red Dragon or Master Key to Popery by Anthony Gavin, 1854. Check out that interesting occulty illustration in there. I think there's several illustrations, but there's a cool, interesting book. Oh man, check out the front cover with the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 7-headed dragon. What does that say? And behold, the great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. Wow, that's spooky. Let's see. Again, not the nicest of condition, but what do we got here? Sacred History of the Old Testament from the German of William Schmid, 1854. Again, we got some loose and uneven pages in that one. And the last one, this one's missing the spine. The History of Providence and as unfolded in the Book of Esther by Alexander Carson. No date, but I'm guessing 1850s on that one. If some of you are watching and you don't know, I have a live YouTube show every Monday at 4:30 Central Time with Max. We talk about books, old books, collectibles, rare books, and then more specifically book selling as well. So if you have any interest in book selling, check out the live show on this YouTube channel every Monday at 4:30 Central Time. History of Egypt by James Breasted. It's been a while since I've had this one on eBay, but I always seem to do pretty well. A History of Egypt from the earliest times to the Persian conquest by James Henry Breasted with 200 illustrations and a map. Yeah, published in 1924. Sometimes the publishing date on these is different than the copyright date, so you got to check. And again, this one's highly illustrated. Tons of really interesting archaeology, especially Egyptian archaeology stuff. The hieroglyphics, the mummies, the pyramids, and then there is a folding map in the back. Again, this is one that I am constantly selling copies of. The first edition, the 1910 first edition of this one can bring probably 150 to 300. This one, I would guess, would bring about 75. At least that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Again, 1924 later edition. Very cool book on Egyptian archaeology. One of my favorites. Holy buckets, what a coincidence. People are enjoying the free USPS priority supplies. Ship it. That's 3 so far this show. That's a record, I think. And we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more boxes to go. So this is a salesman sample. I really like salesman samples, and this is a book that I sell all the time. Mostly you find them in the blue cloth. I'm trying to think. I don't ever remember seeing one in the purple. I don't know if that's purple leather versus the blue cloth. You will always find copies of Manners, Culture, and Dress in that blue cloth. And then also in the rear cover, they got the other option of the red cloth. And then usually, oh, here we go. You got the advertising right there and the pricing information. And then you got all of the buyers listed in the back. So we got D.S. Longenecker from Myerstown wants style B. Which one is style B? Wants style B binding. Looks like everyone wants style B binding. Whoa. No, there's a couple style A bindings. Becky Dubs and H.S. Goffkel wants style A. Oh, there's another style A. Ooh, someone with the style C. Huh. What are the which ones? Style A is the peppered finish red cloth with the plain edges. That one maybe. Style B is the satin finish combination blue cloth. Okay, that makes sense. Everyone was ordering that one. So these salesman sample like this has the normal title page, contents pages, stuff like that. and then a odd selection of different pages and illustrations that would be in the actual book. This one probably has about 150 different pages, just to give you an idea of the contents. So that one's pretty cool. 1891 Salesman Sample of Manners, Culture, and Dress. I don't think I've ever had that Salesman Sample. They definitely became more common in the early 1900s and the 1920s. They became much more common. All right, I think this was just a random collection of old books. Don't remember exactly why I bought this lot. I guess it'll pop out to me once I know. The Mistress of Shenstone by Florence L. Barclay, 1910. Nice decorative book. Someone will like it. Here we got Abner Daniel by Will N. Harbin, published in June 1902. Half a Rogue by Harold McGrath. With a color frontispiece. That one was copyrighted 1906. Essays by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Nice little arts and crafts or Art Nouveau emblem there on the front cover. Let's see, first and second series complete in one volume. No date, circa 1910s maybe. And the last one, Ishmael or the Depths, with a beautiful Art Nouveau floral binding on that one. Probably circa 1906, maybe-ish. Ishmael or In the Depths by Miss E.T.E.N. Southworth. No date, circa, 1900s, 1910s, that era. Not the most exciting book lot, but pretty decorative bindings nonetheless. Hope everyone's having a beautiful Tuesday so far. Feel free to say hi in the chat or let me know where you're from. Let me know what you're looking for. And again, if you find something you like and you want a price on it, let me know. Send me a message or drop a message in the chat. Oh, looks like some nice little Victorian books. Probably not the nicest of condition, but actually that one's not bad. Tight hinges on the Burns. That one's actually pretty good. Oh, title page is attached to the complete poetical works of Robert Burns, circa 1890s. Then we got Ethics of the Dust by John Ruskin. Oh, this is a nice lot of Victorian bindings. Was not expecting that. Kind of tough bidding on book lots like this because a lot of times the sellers will just put a picture of the spines and maybe a few of the title pages. But you never know, sometimes the covers are pretty bad, but those aren't half bad. We got Tennyson's poems. And again, that looks like it's in pretty nice condition. Nice gilded page edges. The poetical works of Lord Alfred Tennyson, or Lord Tennyson, or Alfred Lord Tennyson, however you want to say it. I don't know what the correct way is. Complete edition. No date, but I would say 1880s or 1890s. Probably, I'll list it as 1890s. We got Charles Reade, Fowl Play. No date, early 1900s. Pretty spine on that one. I do appreciate the Victorian bindings. My Unknown Chum by Og Cheek and Torres novels. It looks like we got Hot Plowshares. Oh, that's he wrote a lot about Southern Reconstruction era stuff by Albion W. Torgee. Yeah, that one has a lot on Southern Reconstruction era topics. Related to slavery and racism and stuff like that. I think his most well-known one is probably The Fool's Errand, I think. My Fool's Errand, maybe? Looks like we've got a few odd Mark Twain. We got Life on the Mississippi and Adventures of Tom Sawyer. These aren't too exciting. I'll probably put these in the bookstore for, I don't know, $4 or $5 a piece, maybe. I know people are always looking for older Mark Twain, but they don't want to spend too much money, so these are great. Great cheap editions. The Prince and the Pauper and Pudd'nhead Wilson. Those are probably from the 1920s. Feel free to say hi in the chat, hit the like button, tell me where you're from or what you're looking for, what you collect. Again, feel free to reach out if you see something that you like and want to buy, want a price on. Definitely be happy to send you some quotes. Let's see, this is a set of the Christian Herald Library. Some of these are definitely more interesting than others. We got Select Readings and Recitations, Turning Points in the World History, How to Achieve Success, The Art of Being Agreeable. Again, another etiquette book. A treasure book for boys and girls. That's just kind of a book of children's stories. Stories of Life and Love, 2,000 Sublime and Beautiful Thoughts. A home book for mothers and daughters. Fun for the household, and Crumbs Swept Away. These are, I really like these because they got nice spines in the front cover, and the rear cover is decorative as well. So these have a little bit of extra shelf appeal. And they're small. They're probably maybe 5 inches tall. Kind of a halfway miniature book. I wouldn't call it miniature. I think miniature has to be 3 inches or less. And I would say anything kind of in the 4-inch or less I would consider near miniature. So those aren't anywhere near miniature, but, you know, everyone has different standards. Let's see what we got. We got a nicely bubble wrapped. Ooh, the Angel of the Revolution. See, I looked this one up. This was a box lot I bought, and I was surprised how much they were asking for this one. I couldn't find any sold comparables on the Angel of the Revolution. This is a pretty nice copy nonetheless. So I'm going to have to do it. Well, either way, I'm probably just going to auction it off and let the customers decide. But I think this one has potential to be halfway valuable, kind of in the $7,500 range. An Angel of the Revolution, A Tale of the Coming Terror by George Griffith, illustrated by Fred T. Jane, 1894. It's published in London, so not 100% sure what was going on in England at that time. And I'm not 100% sure what the significance of this book is, but it seems to be halfway valuable. Nothing else. It's a very pretty binding. Ooh, The Spinner's Book of Fiction. Wow, check out that binding. That has a very, don't know if you can see how thick that texture is on that. Some kind of, it almost feels like a feed sack texture. I don't know what exactly textile that would have been. The Spinner's Book of Fiction by Gertrude Atherton, Mary Austin, Geraldine Bonner, Mary Hallock Foote, Eleanor Gates, etc., etc., etc. Copyright 1907. So just a cool book of short stories. Ooh, and it looks like it has color illustrations, maybe? Yep, color illustrations. Wow, nice watercolor illustrations. And again, crazy, weird texture. Hey, Grayson. I'm glad you made it, Grayson. That's 2 live streams in a row. I don't usually do a Tuesday live stream, but I got a tiny little bit of time. I got to finish up with like 10 more listings, and then I have to do some shipping before my auctions end tonight. And today's usually my day off, but I'm at the store working, so figured I'd do a quick live stream. And I got to open my packages anyway. I need stuff to list today. So Art Recreations is the next one. Art Recreations. Bum, bum, bum. Looks like that one was published in 1860. It's a complete guide to pencil drawings, oil paintings, watercolor painting, crayon drawing and painting, painting on the ground, moss work, oriental painting, antique printing, sign painting, leather work, hair work, taxidermy, gilding and bronzing, plastic work, wax work, shell work, magic lanterns, etc., 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 by Madame L. B. Urbino, Professor Harry Day, and others. It is illustrated and again published in 1860. Cool book on artwork. That one's pretty awesome. Pretty nice condition too. Let's see. It looks like it has a bunch of in-text illustrations in that one. Leather work. Let's check out the painting. Theorem painting. This style of painting has had many names, namely Punan painting, theorem painting, and oriental painting. It is better adapted to fruits, birds, and butterflies than to landscapes and heads. It will enable you to paint on paper, silk, velvet, crepe, and light-colored wood. Cool 1860 book on art. See what Grayson has to say. He is chilling at home and was on YouTube and saw your stream. Yeah, Grayson, I'm on YouTube all day, every day. Pretty much, you know, when I'm working or relaxing, I'm always on YouTube. So same. I definitely catch a lot of live streams. Cock Lane and Common Sense. Also, feel free to hit that like button if you're watching. Cock Lane and Common Sense by Andrew Lang, published in 1894. It's a new edition. So again, a cool. Hang up. Max is calling, of course. Not 100% sure what this one is. Oh, it looks like it's a very occulty. Savage super spiritualism, ancient spiritualism, comparative psychical research, haunted houses, Cock Lane and Common Sense, apparitions, ghosts, and hallucinations. One sec, let me hang up the phone. Sprying or crystal gazing, The Second Sight, Ghost Before the Law, Modern Trial for Witchcraft, Presbyterian Ghost Hunters, The Logic of Table Turning, and The Ghost Theory on the Origin of Religion. That one's very cool. Give me 1 second, people. I need to send a message quick. All right, so that one's pretty cool. I was wondering why this one brought such good prices, but it seems that it is very occulty. It has all kinds of stuff on superstition and witchcraft and ghosts. 1894, and this one's actually really, really nice condition. I don't hardly ever do buy it nows on eBay, but that one may be for buy it now on eBay. It's really, really nice. Though I also like to auction off the better stuff. If you follow my eBay auctions, you know I'm auctioning off $100 and $200 books all day, every day. Next we got a nice leather Shakespeare commentaries. That one definitely needs a little cleaning up, but I think this one's going to clean up really nice. Looks like a nice tight binding with all the page edges gilded. I do like to check for 4-edge paintings, but that one doesn't. Ooh, check out the gift plate in the front. Pretty nice. We got Shakespeare commentaries by Dr. G.G. Gervinus, translated by F.E. Bennett, 1877. Just a cool book on the commentary of all of Shakespeare works. And again, 1877. Oh, Romeo and Juliet. Let's see. Juliet's Soliloquy Before the Bride Night, Act 2, Section 2, and this Halpin has pointed out in the writings of the Shakespeare Society in his usual intellectual manner, calls to mind the epithalamium or nuptial poems of the age. The reader should read this wonderful passage and the actress act it with that exquisite feeling which moderates the audible words into silent thoughts. Wow, very, very deep commentary on William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. All right, next one. The Tragedies of Achilles. Nice leather binding on that one with the marbled edges. We got a nice prize book plate there. There's the school insignia there. Pretty cool. Bibliotheca Classica, The Tragedies of Achilles, 1870. Cool book on, I guess it'd be ancient literature. Greek literature or Roman literature? Not 100% sure. Also, I think I probably butcher most of the ancient writers' names and the philosophers. Again, this one's a little dirty, but I think that's gonna clean up. This book's gonna look brand new once I oil it. Campbell's Poetical Works, again with the prize binding. There's the I think that's the school insignia there on the front cover. Gilded page edges on that one. Excuse me. Presentation bookplate there, dated 1880 to 1881. The Poetical Works of Thomas Campbell. No date, but 1880s, I think it's safe to say. Oh, this one is illustrated as well. Really high quality paper on this one. Beautiful illustrations. And again, I think that is going to clean up a little bit of dirt on the front cover, but that one's going to clean up nicely. I am certain. A little bit modern rebinding on this one, I do believe. Maybe not the highest quality, but interesting title, I believe. 7 Footprints to Satan by A. Merritt. No date. I'm not sure. Maybe 1920s. Not 100% sure on this one. Again, 7 Footprints to Satan by A. Merritt. No date. All right, we got 4 more boxes, and then we got 2 boxes of Charles Dickens. I'm saving those for the end in case I'm getting short of breath. Want to call it a day. Hope everyone's having a beautiful Tuesday so far. It's pretty nice here in Wisconsin. It's sunny and 65, so I went for a little walk. On Saturday, I'm running a half marathon, so hopefully I'm in good enough shape for that. I ran a half marathon about a month and a half ago, so this is only my second one of the year, and then I'll probably be done running for the year. I was really proud. The last one I ran in a smidge under 2 hours, so a little bit over a 9-minute average pace. Very happy with that. This next one, I'm just hoping to maybe 9.5-minute pace, maybe 10-minute, anything under 10 minutes a mile. I'm happy with for 13.2 miles. We got some Bayard Taylor, 4 books. Beautiful marbled edges and end papers on those. I like that. I think these are some of his different travels. John Godfrey's Fortune, Related to Himself, A Story of American Life, 1874. I think a couple of them are travel ones. Let's see, this one is Northern Travel, Summer and Winter Pictures in Sweden, Denmark, and Lapland, published in 1875. I don't think these have, most of the editions of these weren't illustrated. I think maybe the Africa one, some of the editions have illustrations, but not this one. We got A Journey to Central Africa, or Life and Landscapes from Egypt to the Kingdoms of the White Nile, by Bayard Taylor, published in 1875. These kind of have a light little smell to them. Not bad though, but my nose is always picking up on stinky books. Again, Joseph and His Friend, A Story of Pennsylvania, 1875. I think probably the Africa and India, the Asia and Africa ones are probably the more exciting titles. Not the Joseph in Pennsylvania, but you never know. I guess I can't remember the last time I sold the, I don't know if I have ever sold the Pennsylvania ones, so we shall see. Maybe that's a exciting aspect of Mr. Taylor's work that I just don't know of because I haven't paid attention to it before. All right, this is a random garbage bag of books. And the reason I bought this lot, I think I only paid maybe like 30 some bucks for this lot, so it was a really great deal. And it has the ever coveted, or at least the newly coveted, That Printer of Udell's by Harold Bell Wright. Harold Bell Wright was an author in the early 1900s, kind of 1900s, 1920s ish, I think, when most of his books were published. And then reprints were published later. This one, that Printer of Udell's, was mentioned in the new Ronald Reagan movie that came out here like a month ago. So this book is selling now for like $100 to $300 usually. It's published in March 1911. I had a copy of this book in my bookstore for $8 that I auctioned off on eBay, and I think about 255. I think the market might be slowing down just a smidge, so I might only get 100 to 150 for it. But again, this is one to look out for. That Printer of Udell's by Harold Bell Wright. And then he has I don't know, like 15 or 20 other titles. Here's The Shepherd of the Hills. The reason I have had so many of these, and I have a bunch in the store, is because the local Amish and Mennonite like them. You know, they're not as raunchy, though I supposedly some of them are still very exciting. But they're maybe not as raunchy as the modern novels. Jane Cable by George. There's the frontispiece detached, no worries. A little smidge of glue will clean that up nicely. Jane Cable by George Barr McCutcheon, published in 1906. I think there's several color plates in that one. Cover's a little worn, but not bad. Let's see, The Maestro Murders. It's a Mystery League Inc. publication, 1930s, I'm guessing, maybe 1920s. The Maestro Murders by Francis Shelley Wees, published in 1931. Really nice for the Murder Mystery Club. Might only bring $5 or $10, but you never know. We got one G.A. Henty, The Lion of the North. Assuming that has something to do with British wars. A Tale of the Times of Gustavus Adolphus and the Wars of Religion by G.A. Henty. No date, early 1900s. I think most of these had about 10 to 15 illustrations. We got a few more in this box. All right, this one has the dust jacket. The Missing Box, the Boys Liberty series by Arthur M. Winfield. Nice cover and pretty nice dust jacket. The Missing Tin Box or the Stolen Railroad Bonds by Arthur M. Winfield. No date, maybe 1910s, 1920s. And again, to have it with the dust jacket is probably pretty tough. Luke Walton. Nothing too exciting about that one. And the last one, Slow and Sure by Horatio Elker Jr. That one is borderline garbage. That's very close to being thrown away. Do try to save as many books. And actually, I have been, I have a tendency to hoard books, the stuff that maybe isn't quite nice enough to go on eBay by itself. So, for the first time in many years, I'm auctioning off a lot of, I think 30 books on eBay. And some of them maybe just aren't all that interesting. Some of them maybe have some loose or detached pages. So maybe I'll save that one for a wholesale antique book lot. I mean, still great for reading or decoration. Just, if someone has to pay maybe $4 or $5 to ship a book like that by itself, they can't afford to pay much on top of that. So maybe I'll save that one for a bulk book lot. All right, up next, this is the second hunky Bible of the day. Chunky Bible, hunky Bible. Let's see what we got here. We got a nice big leather 1870s, 1880s-ish. Oh, and it is a German Bible. I have been kind of shocked this summer with some of the big German Bibles like this. I mean, usually just the English Bibles do bring more because, there's more people that can read English, though I also suppose it's a double-edged sword because there was probably a lot more English Bibles printed back then. Open this one up. This one's actually pretty nice. I mean, there's plenty of wear to the covers, but the hinges are solid. That's kind of the biggest condition issue I find with these. By Heilig Schrift, or however you say that, Old and New Testament, Catholic Bible. Let's see if we can find a date. Bum bum bum. No, not 1866. Da, da, da. I'll have to do some more looking. There should definitely be a copyright page on here somewhere, though sometimes they're hard to find. I'm guessing 1870s or 1880s, possibly 1890s, I suppose. But a pretty nice, big German leather Bible. I'm excited about that one. I'll try to get either that one or the big English one up on eBay here. I think right now I'm scheduled out about a week and a half on eBay because of my super secret activities next week. I'm guessing this is another miscellaneous box of antique books that I bought. Suppressed Sensations. Interesting title. Suppressed Sensations, or Leaves from the Notebook of a Chicago Reporter. It is illustrated, published in 1879. Assume this is just a work of fiction. A mysterious murder. Chicago has always been notorious for its criminals. Other cities can boast of desperate thieves, thugs, and murderers, but for ingenious rascality and blood-curdling scoundrelism, the outlaws of the Garden City carry off the palm. No satisfactory explanation of our excessive criminality has ever been given, and it is not my purpose to attempt one. It may be that the lax administration of justice in the city encourages the thief and midnight assassin. It may be that our citizen have learned to look upon preeminence in the vice and wickedness of additional feathers in the cap of the northwestern metropolis. It may be that our unchecked gambling dens and our unbridled saloons have had the effect of making our criminals more reckless and daring than the same class in other cities. Whether the cause, such is the fact. Interesting book on journalism in Chicago. Wow. Leaves from the Notebook of a Chicago Reporter. That one's cool. I don't know if I've can't recollect having that one before. I don't know if it's very rare. I cannot remember if I've had one. Certainly not recently. Poetical works of Robert Browning in a nice half leather or 3/4 leather binding. 2 volumes in one, I believe. See, I don't see a date, but it is halfway modern. Based on the lightness of the paper, I'm guessing that is 1950s-ish, but a nice leather binding on it. Sometimes it doesn't matter how old the book is. People will put a nice leather binding on like a 15, and that, like, otherwise I think that Robert Browning book would have been like a $15 book, but they put a nice binding on it, and now it's probably maybe a $50 book. There's a pretty one. Beautiful spine and cover on that one. Dang, are there enough flowers and decorations? Look at that. Got the sword, you got the fan. All kinds of little flowers on that one. That one's nice. And gilded page edges. This is really nice condition. Tight hinges. The School for Scandal and the Rivals by Richard Brinsley Sheridan. Introduction by Augustine Burrell. And illustrations by Edmund J. Sullivan. 1896. I'm sure this one is really nicely illustrated. Yep, tons and tons of illustrations in this one. And again, that cover. Dang. Beautiful. I wish I could just sell books like that all day, but they're kind of tough to find. And ooh, my goodness. Shakespeare's England. Isn't that crazy? The rear cover is kind of boring, but man, the front cover and the spine. Flowers for Days. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I wish you could see how shiny that is. And again, gilded page edges. Wonder how much I paid for this box. Could not have been cheap. Shakespeare's England by William Winter, 1895. I believe, yep, that one's nice. Very nicely illustrated as well. And again, that cover is awesome. This one's still nice. Not quite as beautiful as the other, I don't think. But a very respectable Victorian binding on that one. Gilded page edges. Looks like a nice tight binding. Little Journeys Abroad by Mary Bowers Warren. Illustrated by a bunch of people. Beautiful lady frontispiece. Published in 1895. Man, they really made some nice bindings in the 1890s, didn't they? It's so hard for me to sell these. I kind of just want to keep them all, but don't have room on my bookshelves anyway. The History of American Art. There's volume 1. We got both volumes of this one. May as well get them both unbagged. A History of American Art. I believe that's complete in 2 volumes. Wow, really great covers on those. A History of American Art by Shadichi Hartman in 2 volumes, illustrated, published in 1902. I don't think I even butchered that name too bad. And again, lots of really great illustrations in this one, published in 1902. Sadikichi Hartman. Close enough. Complete in 2 volumes. All right, last one, and then I got the 2 boxes of Charles Dickens books that I will show you. Oh, 2 books in this little bundle. Wow, that one's old, maybe 1860s, but man, that is so clean. Check how clean that is. Let's see what we have here. Fanny Burden, or Home Was Not Built in a Day, 2nd edition. Nice little frontispiece illustration there. Copyright 1858. And then actually there's a nice little neat inscription inside the front cover. Emily B. Watson from her friend W.C. Capron. Christmas Eve, 1862. Wow. Nice little inscription to Emily, 1862. Christmas Eve. What a gift. What a sweet little gift. And again, really nice condition. I don't think Emily, if she did read it, she was very gentle with her books. Here's a nice little full leather, whoopsie, stuff falling out of that one. Little Bible study reminder. Let's see what we have here. New Testament. The New Testament in Modern Speech, 1937. And again, someone paid a lot of money for a fancy leather binding on that one. Whoops, timber. I will say, books falling over happens much more than I should admit. All right, here's 2 boxes. I think they're both a Charles Dickens set from the 1860s, if I remember correctly, maybe 1870s. Yep, here we go. Okay, this is kind of a weird binding. Definitely a weird binding. Because someone paid a lot of money to have these professionally rebound. Probably because they were having issues and falling apart. Maybe, okay, here's my thought. Got Charles Dickens, Old Curiosity Shop, Volume 2. Published in 1865. Let's see if we got Volume 1. Yeah, this is a very bizarre binding job that they did on these. Let's see, we need Curiosity Shop. Oh, there we go. Volume 1 and Volume 2. And if you see the marbled edges, either someone made new marbled paper for the covers, which I kind of doubt. I mean, no, I don't think I think that's original marbled paper from the 1860s. But if you check out the page edges, it matches very closely. So I'm wondering if they took the original end papers and attached it to the covers, which is a very interesting binding choice. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen taking the marbled end papers and putting them on the covers. That's very, very strange. And then to do it to the front and back covers. But someone did a very high quality binding job. These spines are very, very high, like, quality work. Old Curiosity Shop in 2 volumes, published in 1865. Got volume 1 and 2. Those are nice. So, I mean, 1860s Charles Dickens is still very cool. Let's see. We got... Okay, we got Great Expectations. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, complete in 1 volume, published in 1865. So maybe they're all 1865. They're nicely illustrated, and again, really quality binding work done on these. Here's... Okay, I'm just trying to match these up. Barnaby Rudge. We have Barnaby Rudge, volume 1 and 2, plus Hard Times. Some of these might be in the other box. That's why. Okay, we got David Copperfield, volume 1 and 2. And then we got Tale of Two Cities. Did I ever show that one? I don't remember. Sketches by Boz. Let's see if these are complete in 1 volume. Wow, check out that decorative title page. People love the 1860s editions of these. Yep, 1865. Okay, and there's volume 1, volume 2. So we gotta crack open the other box. Again, I don't think I've ever seen anyone buying the books quite like this. Very strange choice. All right, there we got volume 1 of Martin Chuzzlewit and volume 2, so that is complete. All right, we got Pickwick Papers 1 and 2. Let's see if those are 1865 as well. Nope, 1866 on the Pickwick Papers. Let's see, we got Bleak House 1 and 2. Let's check the date on those. 1865. Dun, dun, dun. We got Little Dorrit 1 and 2. Oliver Twist. We got Oliver Twist. We got Christmas books. Dombey and Sons, which again, I guess if you bought an original set from the 1860s, probably would be too fragile to read. So it's kind of cool that someone spent, I mean, man, if you wanted to pay for a set of rebinds like these today, it would cost you, I mean, gotta be at least $75 a book, I would think. It's so expensive. And they did such a good job with these. It would be unbelievably expensive. So that is it for this video. Thank you all for watching. You can definitely sit and hang out if you want. I'm gonna work on getting this stuff cleaned up. I kind of make a mess during these videos, so definitely welcome to hang out. And thank you all for watching.